Most people don't know that fear is what is keeping them poor. Personally, I conceived the idea of maybe starting a YouTube channel at around 2015 or maybe 2016. But I didn't know how maybe people would take it if I started maybe creating content. So I was fearful of how people maybe will take my content. Will people take it as useful, or will people maybe hate the idea that I'm making the content, or how will my family take it? How will my friends take it? So I slept on that idea for a very long time. In 2019, I also decided to open another channel. But since I didn't want to show my face, what did I do? I started a gaming YouTube channel. And as you all know, the gaming niche is super saturated. There are so many people who are doing well then, like Akina, Mr. Beast. There are so many people who are doing well in the gaming niche, and the entry into that niche was super hard. So of course I knew that deep down what I wanted to do was start a YouTube channel, because I've always wanted maybe to give people ideas. I've also wanted maybe to teach people online, but I was fearful of how people would take my content. And so I slept from that idea for a very long time. I learned everything to do with YouTube. I learned everything to do with maybe creating content. I learned everything to do with copywriting and everything. But what really kept me held up is the idea of me showing my face. I don't know why, but I think the fear of unknown is the reason why so many people are poor. Because if you have an idea, but you fail to execute it because you fear how people will take it, then you are liable to never succeed in life. First of all, once I start maybe making content on my own, I realize that people don't care about whether you are creating content or not. Even if you share something to your friend, they won't watch it, or maybe they will watch it, but they don't care whether you are doing it or not. Because first of all, very few people maybe want you to succeed in whatever you are doing, because they don't want you to succeed in whatever you are doing. Then you realize that not very many people are enthusiastic about your project. So if you have that fear mentality, and that's why you're not starting your things, just beat that fear in the stomach and in fact beat it to a pulp. That way you'll start unleash your blessing. Because maybe whatever you are fearing to do, that could be the way that it's set up, and your destiny is maybe tied to that thing that you're fearing to do. And once maybe you overcome your fear and start doing it, then you realize how easy it is. Because once I started shooting my videos, okay, initially I never thought I can maybe go shooting a video in a crowded area. But once I realized that fear is the only thing that is keeping us from maybe making it big in life, I was like, I can do this. Then slowly and surely, it's coming alive. And now you will find me maybe everywhere, like taking videos without caring whether I'm oblivious of, are there people? Is there anybody there? Are they looking? Or I no longer care about whether there are people or they are not. So long as I do what I'm doing, I no longer care. And that has given me another courage that I never used. I never knew I had. I never thought I could be courageous, maybe creating my content in front of people. And if my content is going to be watched by maybe millions and millions of people around the world, why should I maybe care about those people around me? Because they may not be the ideal people I'm creating content for. So for that, I realized that I have to be this courageous person that I never thought I was. And it feels good by day when you start doing it and it starts working. It wakes up something that in you that you thought maybe was dead a long time ago or something, and then you start looking at life in another perspective. It makes you to double up on whatever you are doing. And let me tell you one thing about maybe starting something and seeing it grow. It not only gives you the motivation that you do, but the fact that people are maybe appreciating your content and viewing it, that gives you even more power. Because now I feel like that one person who viewed my content, that one person who liked my content, I'm building that thing for that one person. Because if that one person if I can do that thing to change one person, imagine what that thing can do to 1,000 people. Imagine what that thing can do to 100 people. Imagine what that thing can do to 1,000,000 people. Because like I said, YouTube is global. So if you are creating content, you're not supposed to have that localized mentality that you are only helping people who are around you. Obviously, no, you don't know maybe what you are teaching about. There's a person in China who's going through the same, who is like, how can I overcome my fear and start making content in China? I love cooking. How can I overcome this fear and start creating cooking content? That fear is what is keeping you poor. I love following people like Gary Vee. And Gary Vee is one person who maybe really motivated me to get this channel up. Gary Vee always say, create content. If maybe you like farming, create content that revolves around farming. You don't know how many people will like your content. You don't know that the content that you made was meant for somebody maybe who was about to give up. But that content gave them hope, and some people create motivational content. The motivational content could be the reason why they end up succeeding. Fear is something that doesn't revolve only about making money. No, there are some people maybe who are fearing that the way things are going for me, I might not be here maybe next year, and because of that they end up giving up. It's because you fear that maybe your life is not going as it was meant to be. And for that, what I can tell you is everybody everywhere is going through things that they can't explain. You may see a person who has money, but that person maybe can't eat the food that you eat. They are not as healthy as you are. Because there's this millionaire I know that person has everything you would wish for. He has cars, he has mansions, he has properties and everything, but he can organize a party at his house where people are slaughtering goat, chicken, name it, everything. But he can't take even a piece of meat, because if he take that piece of meat, then his health will be in jeopardy. What does he eat? He eats only boiled cabbages and ugali. If you added a pinch of salt in that cabbage, it's like you are sending him to a hospital. He also have like packets and packets of medicine. Whereas you eat your githeri, you eat your meat, you drink your porridge, and because you don't have money, you think that God has forsaken you. No. God has not forsaken you. What you have is fear, and you are not appreciative of the little things that you have in life. Very many people maybe don't know how lucky they are to be alive. You don't know how lucky you are to be alive. There's somebody out there who would wish to lose everything, like any amount of coin they have, to have the amount of health that you have. But since you don't have the money, since you don't have that nice car, since you don't have that nice house, you think that God has forsaken you. And that could be the reason why maybe you want to commit suicide, because you don't have money. Now you want to give up because I don't have money now. Because I don't have money, I'll have to hang myself. That's stupid. There are so many people who would wish to be in your position. And surprisingly, most people who have higher status would wish to be in your position. If things were reversed, they would rather be the position that you are than the position that you are. Because maybe the position that we have gotten, they didn't get in that position by maybe merit. They did it fraudulently. And for that, they no longer have sleep, and every time they go to sleep they are scared of nightmares, so they have to party all night because they are fearful, like, if I go to sleep, then I'll have nightmares. Those are the kind of people who run when no one is pursuing. One thing I've learned when I started reading the Bible is being filled with maybe the peace of God is the best thing that will ever happen to you. Because if you have the peace of God, you no longer maybe care so much about material possession. Because so long as you're alive, you're happy, then you have everything to be thankful to God. Because there are so many people who are sleeping hungry. There are so many homeless people. There are so many people right now fighting for their lives in hospital. But here you are, sad because you don't have money, you don't have job. But at the end of the day, you live. What so many people don't know is even the birds of the air, they don't work, but they still eat. Do you think the birds are more important than you? Why do you want to give up? Is it because that girlfriend, that's why you want to kill yourself? That's stupid. And then after you kill yourself, what will happen? Will they stop living? Okay, assuming today you kill yourself because someone left you, will that person that you killed yourself for, will they stop living? If you realize that they'll continue enjoying some of the possession that they took from you, that should be enough motivation for you to maybe work harder so that they can realize what they have lost. And once they realize what they have lost, then you'll be the winner. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is the fear of unknown is the one that makes so many people maybe to stop working on their dream or to start working on their dream. Because if you have a dream of maybe making it big in future, sometimes God will present you with an opportunity to be something, and then you fear taking that opportunity because you don't know who you are going to become. But if you put your trust in God, then He's going to guide you all the way. And if you have God by your side, then you don't have to fear anything. Because even the Bible says, the wicked run when no one is pursuing them. As you know yourself, you are not wicked. Why should you be running when no one is pursuing you? Why should you be fearful that whatever you're going to start is going to fail even before you have started it? Okay, that's food for thought, because you'll realize that once you start doing that thing that you are fearful of doing, you realize then, kumbe, this is what I was supposed to be doing all along. It will be like a wake-up call, and you'll find yourself doubling up. Like, personally, when I started creating content, I started creating like 2 content per day. But then I realized I have so much time, and seeing like at the initial to growth, like you go and find that, my content is some 5 people have viewed the content. It makes you feel so good that you go get the camera. Sorry, not the camera. It makes you charge that phone again. Go get that lav mic and go create some content, because you don't know that content who is going to help. The content that you're making, maybe you might say that maybe this content, maybe will this content even be helpful to people? No, you don't know if it will be helpful to people. Just try, just force it, just pray to God that it be helpful to people. And then you'll realize that maybe all along I've been sleeping on my blessings. And once you start working on your blessing, then you realize that maybe all along this is what I was supposed to do. And the fear is what was keeping me from doing it. The spirit of fear is not of God, because God's saying that he gives you the spirit of strength, power, and of sound mind. But what does the devil do? The devil makes you fearful of maybe following your dream, because he wants you to remain in that captivity. He wants you to remain in that slavery so that he can continue oppressing and tormenting you. So the spirit of fear is not of God. The spirit of fear is of the devil. And the main reason he's giving you that fear is for you to continue serving him, because every time you are not doing the God's will, you are serving the devil. Do you know that? Of course you didn't. But since now you know, start taking that first step. Initially, you will be afraid. And personally, I'm still working on my camera tick. Initially, when I started, I was moving my eyes a lot. I used to look sideways. But right now, I'm slowly gaining the momentum of maybe facing the camera directly, because that's where I get to look you in the face and tell you, quit that fear, punch that fear, beat that fear, slap that fear in the face, and you'll start to see wonders. Okay, I know there's content. There's someone out there who maybe is fearing to start something. This content is for you. And for everybody else who think that they have everything all set up, be thankful to God, because it is God who have given you that position that you are in. If you feel the content resonate with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy your day.